Dragon Ball has been around for over 35 years. In that time, fans have looked at every scene, every line, and every detail to come up with some wild theories. Some theories were so good that creator Akira Toriyama actually confirmed them. Others are still mysteries that could change everything we know. Today, we're breaking down 7 levels of Dragon Ball theories, from the ones proven true to the absolutely crazy ones. Let's get started. Level 1, the S-Cell's secret, confirmed by Toriyama. For years, fans asked the same question. Why could some Saiyans turn Super Saiyan easily while others struggled? Goku needed to watch Krillin die. Vegeta trained for years, but then Goten and Trunks did it as kids like it was nothing. The answer came in 2018 when Akira Toriyama revealed something shocking: S-Cells. Every Saiyan has tiny cells called S-Cells in their body. These special cells are the key to Super Saiyan transformation. When you get enough S-Cells and feel strong emotion like rage, those cells multiply like crazy. That's when the golden hair happens. But here's the twist. Training helps increase S-Cells, but the best way to get more is by being gentle and kind. Yes, being nice makes Saiyans stronger. Think about the Saiyans on planet Vegeta. They were mean, violent warriors who only cared about fighting. This brutal lifestyle actually stopped them from getting S-Cells. That's why no Super Saiyan showed up for over 1,000 years. Their own cruelty held them back. Goku was different. After hitting his head as a baby, he grew up on Earth, learning to care about others. When Frieza killed Krillin, Goku had both the power and the S-Cells needed to transform. His gentle heart combined with his strength created the perfect storm. Even Vegeta proves this. He only went Super Saiyan after spending time on Earth, making friends with Bulma, and learning that being strong isn't just about being ruthless. The hybrid Saiyans, Gohan, Trunks, and Goten, inherited S-Cells from their fathers, plus they grew up on Earth in peaceful times with loving families. That's why 7-year-old Goten can go Super Saiyan while playing around. This even explains Universe 6 Saiyans. Caulifla and Kaba live in a peaceful universe where Saiyans are heroes. When they learn about Super Saiyan, they transform almost instantly because they already have tons of S-Cells. Some fans hate this explanation, saying it's like Star Wars midichlorians, but it makes perfect sense. The ancient Saiyan Yamoshi, who started the legend, was described as having a righteous heart. The prophecy said only a pure-hearted Saiyan could become Super Saiyan God. S-Cells explain why purity of heart matters. This theory was confirmed directly by Toriyama in an interview. It's official Dragon Ball science. Level 2. Android 16's heartbreaking origin, confirmed. When Android 16 first appeared in Dragon Ball Z, something felt off. Unlike Androids 17 and 18, who were modified humans, 16 was completely mechanical. He was quiet and gentle, preferring to watch birds and appreciate nature over fighting. Fans noticed something else strange. Dr. Gero kept 16 deactivated and told 17 and 18 not to wake him up. Why would a scientist build a powerful weapon and then refuse to use it? Why give an android designed to kill a personality that loves nature and peace? The fan theory was touching and sad. They believed Android 16 was built to look like Dr. Gero's dead son. That Gero created 16 to deal with his grief. That 16's gentle personality was the father's memory of who his son really was. In 2017, Akira Toriyama confirmed this theory was true. Android 16 was modeled after Dr. Gero's son, who died as a soldier in the Red Ribbon Army. The doctor built a mechanical version to keep him alive in some way. He gave 16 a gentle soul because that's how he remembered his son. This explains why Gero kept him deactivated. He couldn't bear to see him destroyed. It explains why 16 didn't appear in Cell's memory banks. Gero protected this android above all others. When Cell crushes Android 16's head, the android's final words to Gohan are about protecting life and nature. These aren't the words of a machine, they're the dying message of a father's love preserved in metal and circuits. Android 16's death triggers Gohan's Super Saiyan 2 transformation, the moment that saves the world. Dr. Gero is shown as a villain throughout the series, but this revelation adds heartbreaking depth. He wasn't just evil, he was a grieving father who tried to bring his son back the only way he knew how. And in the end, his creation, his son, died a hero. Fans were right about Android 16 all along. Sometimes the saddest theories turn out to be true. Level 3. Yamoshi, the first Super Saiyan God. Every Dragon Ball fan knows Goku was the first Super Saiyan in 1,000 years, but he wasn't the first ever. Someone came before him, the legendary Super Saiyan who started it all. For years, this figure was just a shadow in Vegeta's story, then Toriyama gave him a name, Yamoshi. Long before planet Vegeta existed, when Saiyans lived on planet Sadala, there was a Saiyan named Yamoshi. He was different from other Saiyans. While they were cruel and violent, he had a righteous heart. He and 5 friends started a rebellion against the evil Saiyans. During this rebellion, Yamoshi was cornered by enemies. His hair turned gold. His power exploded. He became the first Super Saiyan ever, shocking everyone who saw it. But the transformation drained his energy too fast. He wore himself out and was defeated. The evil Saiyans killed him. Yamoshi's story didn't end with his death. His spirit continued to wander the universe, searching for 6 pure-hearted Saiyans. After death, Yamoshi's spirit worked with 5 other righteous Saiyans to perform a ritual, channeling their power into a 6th Saiyan and creating the first Super Saiyan God. A Namekian elder was so moved by his story that he wrote it down in the Namekian Book of Legends. This is how Shenron knew about Super Saiyan God when Goku asked about it thousands of years later. Yamoshi's legend had massive effects. His Super Saiyan story became the myth that Frieza feared so much. Frieza destroyed planet Vegeta and nearly wiped out the entire Saiyan race because of this legend. One righteous warrior's transformation led to genocide. When Goku performed the Super Saiyan God ritual in Battle of Gods, Yamoshi's spirit appeared during the ceremony. When Goku thought he reached his limit as Super Saiyan God while fighting Beerus, it was Yamoshi's voice that told him to keep pushing. Some fans believe Yamoshi will return as an actual character. Dragon Ball loves bringing back legends as real threats or allies. Broly was a legend that became real. What if Yamoshi appears as either a villain corrupted by time or an ancient ally who can teach Goku and Vegeta the true secrets of Super Saiyan God? What we know for sure is that Yamoshi is both the legendary Super Saiyan and the first Super Saiyan God. His legacy shaped the entire Dragon Ball universe. Yamoshi proves that the strongest Saiyans aren't the most violent, they're the ones with pure hearts. Level 4, Beerus sealing Old Kai, the self-preservation theory. During the Majin Buu saga, Gohan pulls the Z-sword from a stone and accidentally breaks it. Out comes Old Kai, who's been trapped inside for 75 million years. He mentions that someone incredibly powerful sealed him away, someone not as bad as Buu, but still terrifying. Dragon Ball Super confirmed it was Beerus, the god of destruction. The official story is simple. Every 1,000 years, the Supreme Kais and gods of destruction meet to coordinate their work. At one meeting 75 million years ago, Beerus and Old Kai got into an argument over something trivial, so trivial that Old Kai can't even remember what it was about. Beerus got angry, but he couldn't destroy the sacred world of the Kais, so instead, he sealed Old Kai in the sword as punishment. But fans have a darker theory about the real reason. In Dragon Ball Super, we learn that each god of destruction is life-linked to their universe's Supreme Kai. If the Supreme Kai dies, the god of destruction dies too. Gods of destruction are incredibly powerful. Almost nothing can kill them, but Supreme Kais are relatively weak. Mortals can beat them. During the Buu saga, we saw how easily Kid Buu killed Supreme Kais. If your life depends on someone much weaker than you, you're vulnerable. Here's the theory. Beerus sealed Old Kai not because of an argument, but for self-preservation. If Old Kai was sealed in the Z-sword, he couldn't die. The sword protected him like a prison and a safe at the same time. As long as Old Kai existed inside the sword, unable to be killed, Beerus was protected from accidental death. Beerus could sleep for decades knowing that his life-linked Supreme Kai was perfectly safe inside an indestructible blade embedded in stone. This theory explains some odd things. Why did Beerus pick such a specific punishment? Why not just yell at Old Kai or ban him from meetings? Why choose sealing, which happens to be the one method that protects someone from death without killing them? In Future Trunks' timeline, Future Dabura turns the Z-sword to stone with his spit. When it breaks, Future Old Kai actually dies instead of being freed, and in that timeline, Future Beerus is also dead. Could this be connected? Did killing Old Kai kill Beerus too? There's even a theory that Beerus sealing Old Kai accidentally saved him. When Kid Buu went on his rampage and killed all the other Supreme Kais, Old Kai survived because he was safely sealed away. Beerus's selfish action inadvertently preserved the one Supreme Kai who could help during the Buu crisis. Whether Beerus sealed Old Kai for self-protection or because of an argument, he got away with it for 75 million years. That's longer than dinosaurs existed on Earth. And sealing Old Kai might have been the smartest thing he ever did. Before we continue with the crazier theories, make sure to subscribe if you're enjoying this breakdown. Level 5, the Grand Priest Final Villain Theory. This theory is wild. What if the kindest, most helpful character in Dragon Ball Super is actually the final villain? What if the Grand Priest is playing everyone, including Zeno? The Grand Priest is Zeno's attendant and the father of all the angels, including Whis. He's stated to be one of the 5 strongest beings in the multiverse. He's calm, polite, and always smiling. He seems to have everyone's best interests at heart. But here's where it gets suspicious. The Grand Priest has access to everything. He organized the Tournament of Power where entire universes were erased. He was the one who suggested the rules. He controlled every aspect of it. What if he had his own reasons for wanting certain universes gone? Some fans believe the Grand Priest actually created Zeno. Why? Because before Zeno, the Grand Priest might have ruled everything himself, but something threatened him. So he created Zeno, a being powerful enough to erase anything, including his enemies. But the plan backfired. Zeno became so powerful that even the Grand Priest can't control him anymore. Now the Grand Priest is stuck serving someone more powerful than himself. This would explain so much. Why does the Grand Priest always smile? Maybe it's a mask. Why does he train Goku and Vegeta through Whis? Maybe he's preparing weapons to use against Zeno when the time is right. Why is he so involved in mortal affairs? Maybe he's searching for power that can challenge the Omni King. Think about Whis' role. He's training Goku and Vegeta in godly techniques. They're learning Ultra Instinct, a power that even gods of destruction struggle with. What if the Grand Priest ordered Whis to find and train warriors capable of reaching power beyond gods of destruction? Warriors who could, with enough time, threaten even Zeno? The relationship between Zeno and the Grand Priest is also odd. Zeno acts like a child. He doesn't understand complex situations. He erases universes almost playfully. The Grand Priest is always there guiding him, suggesting things, explaining situations in ways that benefit certain outcomes. It's like watching a puppet master work. What if the Grand Priest is waiting for Goku to become strong enough, trusted enough, close enough to Zeno? Then, when the time is right, he'll manipulate events to have Goku fight Zeno. But here's the crazy part. What if Goku saves Zeno from the Grand Priest? They're friends after all. Goku is probably the only person in the multiverse who treats Zeno like a regular person instead of a god. If the Grand Priest makes his move, Goku might be the one who stands between him and Zeno. This would lead to the ultimate battle, Goku and Vegeta versus the Grand Priest, a fight against the being who knows all martial arts, all techniques, and has trained angels for millions of years. Is this theory true? We don't know, but Dragon Ball has a history of friendly faces becoming villains, King Piccolo, Vegeta, Frieza coming back, even Zamasu, a Supreme Kai, became evil. If the Grand Priest is the final villain, it would be the perfect twist. The one person everyone trusted, the one being nobody suspected, the gentle father figure who was actually the biggest threat all along. Level 6, the Saiyan Tail, Divine Power Storage Theory. Every Saiyan is born with a tail. For most of the series, we thought tails were just for the great ape transformation. But what if there's more to it? What if Saiyan tails are actually storage units for divine energy, and cutting them off prevents Saiyans from reaching their true potential? When a Saiyan has their tail, they can transform into a great ape under a full moon, multiplying their power by 10. But then most main characters lose their tails and never regrow them. Goku's tail was removed permanently. Vegeta lost his tail. Gohan's tail was cut off. The show explains that after a certain power level, Saiyan's tails stop growing back. But why? What biological reason would cause that? Here's the theory. Saiyan tails store and regulate divine energy. When a Saiyan's tail is intact, it acts like a battery for godly ki. The Great Ape form isn't just about size and strength, it's an early attempt at channeling divine power. That's why it multiplies power so dramatically. That's why it makes Saiyans lose control. They can't handle the divine energy coursing through them. This would explain something fans have wondered about for years. Why do Goku and Vegeta have such an easier time with godly transformations compared to learning Super Saiyan? Maybe their bodies already had the capacity for God Ki built in. The tail was the key, and even though it's gone, the biological structure remains in their DNA. Look at Super Saiyan 4 from Dragon Ball GT. Yes, GT isn't canon, but the design is interesting. Super Saiyan 4 brings back the tail and combines Grade 8 power with Saiyan control. It's like accessing the tail's true purpose, merging godly power with Saiyan biology. This theory suggests that cutting off Saiyan tails was either an accidental mistake or a deliberate act to limit their power. Planet Vegeta was under Frieza's control. Frieza feared Super Saiyan Legend. What if he ordered Saiyan tails to be removed? This would keep Saiyans strong enough to work for him, but never strong enough to access their divine heritage. The tail theory also explains hybrid Saiyans. Gohan, Trunks, and Goten were all born with tails, but they access powerful forms easily. Gohan's beast form came from seemingly nowhere. What if their hybrid DNA kept the tail's divine energy storage ability at a genetic level, even without the physical tail? There's one more piece of evidence: the back of the neck. In Dragon Ball Super, Caulifla teaches Cabba to focus energy on their upper back, right where a tail would connect, to trigger Super Saiyan. She calls it a tingling sensation in your back. That's exactly where the tail is. What if that spot is special because it's the tail connection point, the place where divine energy naturally channels? If this theory is true, then Saiyans with tails who learn to control their power would be unstoppable. They'd have access to Super Saiyan, God Ki, and the mysterious tail power all at once. Maybe that's the true form beyond Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. The Saiyan tail might be the most misunderstood part of Dragon Ball biology. Everyone thought it was just for transforming into a monster, but what if it was actually the key to godhood all along? Level 7, the multiverse is just a toy, the ultimate theory. This is the craziest theory of all. What if everything, the 12 universes, Zeno, the Grand Priest, the Tournament of Power, all of it is just a toy given to Zeno by his parents? Think about it. Zeno acts like a child. He doesn't understand complex situations. He plays with universes like toys, erasing them when he gets bored or upset. He made friends with Goku because Goku treats him like a playmate. Everything about Zeno suggests he's not a natural ruler, he's a kid playing with a present. The theory goes like this: somewhere beyond the 12 universes exists a much larger reality, a true multiverse where beings far more powerful than Zeno live and work. These beings are Zeno's parents, and they gave him the 12 universes as a training exercise, like giving a child a fish tank or an ant farm to teach responsibility. This explains so many weird things. Why is Zeno so childish despite being the most powerful being? Because he is a child. Why does the Grand Priest act like a teacher or babysitter instead of a servant? Because he was assigned by Zeno's parents to watch over him. Why are there exactly 12 universes instead of infinite universes? Because that's how many Zeno can manage while learning. The Grand Priest and the angels aren't divine beings from this multiverse. They're caretakers from the larger reality. Their job is to make sure Zeno doesn't completely destroy his toy. That's why Whis can rewind time. That's why angels don't die when their universe is erased. They're not part of the game, they're referees. This also explains the Tournament of Power's strange rules. Why did Zeno agree to erase losing universes? Because the Grand Priest suggested it as a lesson about consequences. Why did he bring back all the universes when Goku made a selfless wish? Because he learned the right lesson. It was a test all along. There's even evidence in the show. Chronoa, the supreme Kai of time from the games and Dragon Ball Heroes, doesn't belong to any specific universe. She exists outside the normal structure. What if she's from the larger multiverse? What if Time Patrol is monitoring Zeno's training from the outside? This theory suggests that when Zeno is ready, when he's learned enough about creation, destruction, balance, and mercy, his parents will come get him. They'll take him to the real multiverse where he'll have actual responsibilities. What's out there in the larger multiverse? Beings that make Zeno look weak, entire societies of godlike entities, infinite universes with infinite possibilities. Everything we've seen in Dragon Ball would be just one tiny corner of true reality. Some fans believe this explains the power ceiling problem. Why does Dragon Ball keep introducing stronger and stronger enemies? Because eventually, they'll break out of Zeno's toy multiverse and enter the real one. Goku and Vegeta will meet beings from Zeno's parents' reality and realize they've been playing in the shallow end of the pool this whole time. There's a darker version of this theory too. What if Zeno's parents are coming back because he failed his test? He's erased too much. He's been too chaotic. He befriended a mortal, Goku, which might be against the rules. When his parents return, They might take away his toy, erasing the entire 12-universe multiverse because their child didn't learn proper responsibility. This would make Goku the most important person in existence, not because he's the strongest, but because he's Zeno's friend. If Zeno's parents try to erase everything, Goku might be the one who convinces them to give Zeno another chance. Or maybe Goku will have to fight Zeno's parents to protect his universe and his friend. The evidence keeps piling up. Why do the angels seem to know more than they let on? Why does Whis sometimes smile like he knows a secret? Why is the Grand Priest always calm, even during universe erasures? Because they know this is all temporary. They know about the bigger picture. If this theory is true, then Dragon Ball could go on forever. After Zeno's arc ends, the real multiverse opens up. Infinite new villains, infinite new transformations, infinite new worlds. The 12 universes were just the tutorial. The real game hasn't even started. Either way, the multiverse toy theory suggests that everything we've watched for decades is just the beginning. The Dragon Ball we know is just one toy in an infinite toy box. And somewhere out there, Zeno's parents are watching, waiting to see what their child does next. From S-Cells to Zeno's parents, Dragon Ball theories range from confirmed science to mind-bending speculation. Some theories explain plot holes and make the story better. Others imagine futures so wild they seem impossible until you remember this is Dragon Ball, where anything can happen. What started as a show about a kid with a monkey tail searching for magic balls has become a multiverse-spanning epic about gods, angels, and beings beyond imagination. And the theories keep coming. Fans keep analyzing, wondering, and dreaming up new possibilities. These 7 levels show how Dragon Ball fans think. Level 1 theories are careful and based on evidence. By level 7, we're imagining realities beyond realities. But that's what makes this community special. We don't just watch Dragon Ball, we explore it, question it, and push it further. S-Cells prove that gentle hearts make Saiyans stronger. Android 16 showed that even villains can love. Yamoshi taught us that legends are based on truth. Beerus revealed that gods make selfish choices too. The Grand Priest might be hiding the biggest secret of all. Saiyan tails could be the key to ultimate power. And Zeno might just be a child playing with a toy. Which theory shocked you the most? Which one do you believe? Do you think we'll see Yamoshi in person? Will the Grand Priest become a villain? Is there really a multiverse beyond the multiverse? These theories keep Dragon Ball alive between episodes and arcs. They give us something to discuss, debate, and dream about. From confirmed truths to absolute madness, Dragon Ball theories prove that this franchise has infinite potential. Just like the Saiyans who keep breaking their limits, fans keep breaking the boundaries of imagination. That's the legacy of Dragon Ball theories, the evolution of ideas, the breaking of expectations, and the journey from simple questions to universe-shaking revelations. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.